Blog Talk Radio.
Tonight to interview our special guest, show highlight the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show, the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show.
Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of the Allen Alford Sports Show. We're going to have a fantastic show for you tonight. It is absolutely going to be a wonderful time, wonderful show. Definitely, if you want to join in the conversation at any point, feel free to call in live right here at 516-418-5572. Again, it's 516-418-5572. I'm Allen. Definitely don't be afraid. We're going to go ahead and start the show off right. But before we get started, let's go ahead and thank one of our outstanding sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Feel free to visit my great friend, Chef G's, right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. You can visit him, get this wonderful sauce of either classic, heat wave, honey mustard, and fusion. He also has Florida sand and rub and a lot more right here in Tampa at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Again, that's 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Don't forget that wonderful sauce. All of the outstanding music you heard just now, the intro, and now you're going to hear another song, is by Sam Scola Songs. That's right. Our musician, songwriter, Sam Scola Songs, wrote all of the music you're going to hear tonight. We're going to kick the show off by playing the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song right here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Let's go.
Comes in for variety, Chef G's. Comes in for variety, Chef G's. Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's, Florida barbecue sauce. Florida gold honey mustard on burgers and ribs. Tasty fusions on pork and sausage. Classic taste for chicken steak tips. A hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Chef G's Florida Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Definitely don't forget to get this wonderful sauce right here at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Again, it's 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Or if you can't come down to Florida, that's all right. You can come on down to FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. Don't forget that delicious sauce. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick the show off. We're going to get started. I had a lot to talk about. We're going to go ahead and make sure you guys are happy tonight because we got a lot going on. And again, the phone number to call in is none other than 516-418-5572. Again, that's 516-418-5572. And in fact, we got a great, fantastic caller waiting for us right now. We're going to bring him on the line and get it started off right. Let's go. 1-855-72. And in fact, hey, how you doing? Fantastic caller.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Sam.
All right. You got it. Yeah, so definitely I apologize first and foremost about last week. The blog talk was on the prowl again.
You know, actually, that was okay because I wasn't around anyway, so no damage done.
Okay, worked out.
No damage done. I think something was wrong because I'm involved in another Saturday show, which is after mine, of course, and he's on Blog Talk, and he had problems too. So I figured something had to be wrong with your show as well.
Yeah, Blog Talk on the prowl again. That's what happened, and I was able, for the folks who wasn't here last week, I was able to do the StreamYard where I'm doing the YouTube and Twitter. Thank you to Twitter World and YouTube. But I wasn't able to have the Blog Talk where you could call in. I apologize for that.
Well, now that explains why I haven't hosted a show on Blog Talk since 2018. That explains why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things when it works great, it works awesome, but when it doesn't, what do you use for people to call in?
Am I allowed to say that on the air?
I guess.
Dial pad.
Say again?
Dial pad.
Dial pad. My man uses dial pad. I use Blog Talk. So we'll see the change because while great people like yourself need to get on through.
That's right. All right. Well,
so yes,
this has been a very big summer in the sports world. I mean, it started with the PGA Championship. Then we went through Wimbledon. We went through NBA and NHL playoffs. The Copa America tournament, Euro Cup. So and the Olympics. So it's been a busy summer.
Oh yes, definitely it has been.
No damage done for me. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, it has been a busy summer for me too. It did slow down a little bit after July ended. Like in the beginning of this month, since I wasn't covering the Olympics, that's when it got a little bit slower for me. But would you ever cover the Olympics?
I've covered 6 of them.
What happened? And nice. I mean, like go to it. Talking about.
I want to go. I really want to go.
Thank you to Twitter World and YouTube, but I wasn't able to. Okay. Yes. Where you could call in. Man, that would have been nice. Paris.
No.
So.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna leave one alone. I mean, it has problems. It has good moments, but it has problems too.
But it works great. It works. Yeah. So when you say problems, what problems you feel? What do you showed up? People to call in?
Well, opening ceremonies were a bit controversial.
Oh yeah.
Kelly Clarkson didn't belong there because he's not associated with sports. As much as I love Kelly, but no, I think he can stick to the talk show circuit and singing because he's always had a beautiful voice. But for a sports commentator, no, sorry.
Yes. So, yes.
I mean, I love watching her every day on the show. I mean, she's more beautiful now than she was in her 20s and 30s. I mean, she's just dynamite now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's not bad. It's in Los Angeles. That's actually a lot more reasonable than Paris.
Sure.
At least if you're going to be there for 3 weeks.
Well, wait. If it was in Paris, Texas, that'd be so. Never mind. Ugh. Sorry, folks. I had to throw it in. Well, it was in Paris, Texas, you know.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I know. Bad segue. Okay.
Yes.
Anywho, yeah. So anyway, now we're wrapping up preseason football. Just looked pretty good, but then again, anybody could look good in the preseason before the regular season begins. I'm still a little bit out on, Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood. I mean, he was planning to play tomorrow's preseason game, but then he said, which would be a smart move. But I'm just wondering that, the first game of the season, well, prepare to get clobbered on the air.
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
Prepare to get clobbered.
That's a great point. Like, I get you're a vet, man, but you missed a lot of time. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I know that you don't get hurt.
And you're going from the frying pan to the fire because look at your first opponent is.
Yeah, that concerns me.
Yeah.
But the silver lining in this, which I'm glad you brought this up, kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it now, is if everything works out good, the backup quarterback is going to be Adrian Martinez, who played for the UFL.
What?
Adrian Martinez, for those folks who don't know, he played for the Birmingham Stallions. And if everything goes smoothly, according to reports, he should be one of the quarterbacks that make the team for the Jets.
Yeah, but you mentioned that other league. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk more about that a lot more in this show a bit later, because 77 players were taken from, as you would say, the other league, the UFL, signed to the NFL, not like signed like you're going to be guaranteed a roster spot, but got brought in for training camp this week, and by Tuesday, you will know if you made the team or not, because most teams got to get down to 53 man. Yes. Final cut day. Final cut day is Tuesday, folks. So if you do get cut per se, it's not great, but at least if you make a practice squad, you still have a slither of a chance. Yeah. But in this show, folks,
well, you know how they say that, at the end of the season, if you don't make the playoffs, it's considered like Black Monday, and your coaching future, your coaching, I shouldn't say your whole coaching future, but your coaching currently is on the line. Cut day, final cut day is like, let's say, call it Black Tuesday for players wanting to make the team.
Yes, and
I'm
going to talk a lot about that a little bit later in the show. Some of the players who I think have a shot, UFL players, to make the final cuts. Adrian Martinez is one of them. I do think Adrian Martinez is going to make the cut, and I do expect him to be on the Jets as a backup quarterback. I do. And I do not only that.
That's the problem.
Not only
that's
that.
the problem.
Not only that, with Aaron Rodgers doing so poorly as far as not playing, I think that can give you a chance to get injury prone a lot quicker. And if that does happen, don't be surprised if Adrian Martinez steps up. But I just think Aaron Rodgers is being lazy. If you ask me, he's being flat out lazy.
He's old. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, you're acting like you're a 60-year-old man. Come on, man.
Well, in football years, he is 60.
You got to get some more reps in. I'm sorry. I get it, but you got to get more reps in than that. You're not a guy like who's been playing a lot, got injured, and they could plug you in and you're good. Just on muscle memory, you should do all right. No. So we'll see. But what are your thoughts?
But in football years down, he is 60.
Yeah, I know. But he usually puts in more work than that.
Yeah, I know.
What are your thoughts?
Well, he's not the young superstar he is now. Injuries have piled up, especially the big one. He has lost a step, but he's done everything. And there was a time when he wasn't sure if he wanted to even play anymore. So I don't think his mind is even on the game anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you on that one. I don't think he's as
His
focused.
mind's not with it. I should say his heart's not with it either.
Yeah, and folks, that sometimes happens with any profession. Once you've been doing it a long time,
Sure.
you've been successful, you get in the twilight of your career. Yeah, you start thinking about life while you're in the field. You start thinking about life past football, and I think Aaron is at that point. I think he's been at that point, like you said, for the last, I say, year and a half.
I don't know if he's being bummed out not being a Jeopardy host, but that's not a certain amount of time. Okay.
I think he was looking forward to throw out his pitch for his next career move.
I didn't get the host on Jeopardy for 200, please. Okay. Moving on. I found something disturbing here. With all the talk with teams switching conferences, and the college teams, well, UConn wants to join the Big 12. Oh, great. Now you got to ruin another conference. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that too. I mean, I can see you definitely not liking that.
No.
Speaking of that, how come you didn't go to Fanatics Fest?
Where was that? Where was it?
That was in the Jacob Javits Center. I know it's a little bit of a drive for you, but it was a lot of big. There was a lot of big time celebs in there. I mean, Tom Brady, Stephen A. Smith, Livy Dunn. Who else was there? Gronk was there. I mean, a bunch. I couldn't make the event. It was bad timing for me, but I felt like you might have been able to stop by.
When was it?
It was last week. It was last Thursday through Sunday. It was a Thursday through Sunday event.
Thursdays are bad for me.
Thursday through Sunday. So if you didn't make it Thursday, you had other days.
Well, Thursdays and Saturdays are pretty bad for me because I'm doing shows and everything. So, and the Javits Center, believe me, coming from where I am, is no picking to get there.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a bad idea you didn't show up. I heard parking was non-existent. There was no way to park. You almost had to take mass transportation or get close and just Uber.
Yeah.
That's another
you can do
option.
it like doing the car shows every year. It's just as bad. No, because I've been to the car show at the Javits Center.
How did you like it?
It was hectic. It was. But don't forget, this was 30 years ago when I was young.
Not much has changed because I heard a lot of people complaining that the Fanatics Fest wasn't poorly. It was poorly ran and it was too chaotic.
Of course,
they had too many celebrities and not enough things figured out, and people's times kept changing. They just said it was total chaos and disorganized.
By any chance, was Samantha Ponder there?
Not that I know of, but
okay.
Holly Holm was there.
I am really disappointed on ESPN right now. I'm really disappointed.
Oh, with the change in the RG3. I'm glad you brought it up.
What were you thinking? Or were you thinking at all? Now, you want to get rid of RG3, fine, but how could you get rid of Sam?
Yeah, especially in this day and age, to get rid of her to replace it with a guy. And not to say that Mike is not great, but just the logistics and how it looks, it just doesn't, the way our society is now, it just doesn't look good. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
But you know what, Lud, I'm glad you brought that up. I think those two moves was strictly about money. I think ESPN is losing some money. That's what I think.
Well, I know that. But your top anchor? Come on.
They just letting everybody go. They just letting everybody go.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's job is safe there, except for probably Stephen A. Smith Stephen A. Smith is good, and he's not even good either in
No,
this
he's
regard. The reason why he's not good is because his contract is up for renewal next year. He wants $25 million. They want to give him $17 million, and I don't know if they're going to come to agreement on this.
Oh, probably not, because he's not worth $25 million at all.
Yeah, he's saying he wants $25 million. They're saying they're willing to give him 17. So
what? He's not worth that much. He's not even worth. I wouldn't give him 50 cents.
you know what? He does have the #1 show. First Take. That's he's
true,
part of that.
true.
He does, and then he does have a big social media platform with his show. He does work hard. He does work hard. He does get a lot of viewership, but I just think
More than Skip Bayless.
I don't know if they're going to be able to mend that gap, and I just don't see it ending well. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
a lot of money, man. What do you think?
I just don't see it ending well. I know I'm not saying he's worth 25 or not. I'm just saying that I know how contract negotiations work. When you're this far apart and you put in a lot of work, which he did, you feel as if you're worth that 25 million and more. And the employer side is, hey, okay, we won't get you, but we could get somebody else. You understand?
How about a robot?
I mean, hey, if you're willing to take a pay cut, then it's good. But you do think with RG3's side, the only thing that he did that was somewhat controversial was that eating that huge croissant in Paris.
I don't see what's so controversial. So yeah, croissant, big deal.
I know people turn it into a meme. They turn it into something bad, but you got to check online to see what I'm talking about. But I just think it's a money thing. I just think it's a money thing. That's what I think.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, what's next? You're gonna get rid of Susie Colbert. You're gonna get rid of Doris Burke. Come on, don't get rid of Dolores. She's good.
Yeah, I mean,
she's my age.
Yeah, I mean, they let a lot of good workers go over the last year. They've let a lot of great people go that were actually very, very good at their jobs.
I wonder if Fox is calling or CBS Sports.
It's all about money.
It's kind of partially related to it, not entirely, but this week we say goodbye to a legend in radio broadcasting.
Yeah.
Now,
Go
I don't
ahead.
know if you're familiar with it or not, but there's a legendary station here in the New York area that has been doing news since the mid '60s, and they're signing off as a newscast as of Sunday night and being replaced by ESPN's moving to that dial. So we say goodbye to a legend.
Oh wow!
WCBS AM 880 is no more after this weekend. Wow.
Yeah.
ESPN's taking over.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But on a brighter note,
yes.
Props to the Tampa Rays and also props to Crown Hyundai here in Florida. The reason why I'm giving them props is because, for those who don't know, the Rays had a giveaway for the late, great broadcaster Dave Wills, who I had the pleasure of meeting. They had he used to always wear Hawaiian shirts. They had a very nice giveaway of Dave Wills throughout the season of his shirt. Unfortunately, I had a schedule conflict and it could not make that game. I really wanted that Dave Wills shirt. But check this out. Months later, they had some extra shirts left over, and they partnered up with Crown Hyundai, and they gave away about 75 to 100 shirts. First come, first serve. I was number 2 in line, and man, that was an awesome event. I got my shirt. I was so happy about it because, in memory of Dave Wills, the Tampa Bay broadcaster, may he rest in peace. And I got my Dave Wills shirt because of just from the grace of God. I missed out on the day they had the game, and lo and behold, months later, they gave away a few, and I was able to grab one.
Yeah.
So, props to Dave Wills. Rest in peace, and we miss you. In fact, the reason why I also brought this up today is because that was just last week, and also somebody commented on my Facebook page that they really miss Dave Wills. So props to Pat too. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're going to be the next superstar broadcaster. So what's cooking for this weekend for you?
Well, I'll say one thing. I know John Sterling, but I do my best. So anyway, we're going to be doing some pretty good baseball tomorrow because we're going to, of course, continue with MLB. We also have Little League World Series Championship this weekend. So those of you young at heart, you might want to tune in. Any chance? We'll also have the groups
Not that I know
play for
but,
the okay. I'll say the group play for the WBC in 2026. They have the groups. They have the group play.
They changed in the RG3. I'm glad you brought that up.
What were you thinking? Or were you thinking at all? Also some NFL. Fine, but how the year is college football full swing.
Yeah, especially in this day and age, to get rid of her to replace her with a guy. Not to say that Mike is not great, but
I think
just the logistics and how it looks, it just doesn't.
And UFC. And don't forget about the ridiculous sign of the week.
You see what I'm saying?
Sports trivia.
But
you know what? And the good start of the week.
I think.
So remember, it's 512-543-4662 tomorrow from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Also check us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com. In fact, tomorrow I think I'm going to title my show, Why the hell gave me $25 million? I'm the best in ESPN. They won't give me. Why? Oh boy, I might have to do that tomorrow too. Oh boy. Okay, before I make any more anything of myself, I'll leave it at that.
That's right, folks. You got to tune in. 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. The Enhanced Sports Show. Type that in on YouTube.
Yep.
And it's tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone.
I want to make a note here that next week the show will be on Sunday, September 1st, same time, 4 to 6. I have a previous engagement for Saturday, so I am unable to do it. I didn't know if Friday was going to work out because somebody had to make up a show. That's why I thought I would do it on Sunday instead. So next week is September 1st from 4 to 6 p.m. Same number, same time, everything. One time only, not permanent switch.
Okay, yeah, there you go, folks. But tomorrow, 4 to 6, Saturday, 4 to 6 Saturday, he's going to be there. 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. And next week it is Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone.
Correct.
And definitely check in the Enhanced Sports Show. Make sure you can see him there too.
Yes.
That's right. So it's going to be a great show. Make sure you guys tune in. Really appreciate you, Lou.
Thanks, Alan. Right.
You're welcome.
He's all yours.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care now. Bye-bye. That is the awesome Lou. Appreciate him joining us here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Again, that's Lou from the Enhanced Sports Show. Don't forget to call him in tomorrow between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Lou, 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. The legend himself, Lou. All right. So let me give you guys a quick update on the Bucks game. Let me do that for you because, and lo and behold, the Dolphins are coming back. It's the fourth quarter with 11:52 left. The Bucks are holding on to a short little lead, 17-14. 17-14. Right now, the Bucks are ahead. So preseason, and let me go ahead and break that down a little bit for you about the UFL and players going from the UFL to the NFL. Let me, in fact, talk about that, and that'll be our next segment. But before we get into that, let me go ahead and thank another one of our outstanding sponsors here, right here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Thank you, CTC ME Mortgage. Hey, if you want to buy a home in Florida, if you want to buy a home in Texas, guess what? This gentleman can help you in both states. That's right. None other than the one and only my man Kurt McCray for CTC ME Mortgage. That's right. Texas or Florida, CTC ME Mortgage, Kurt McCray can help you. Feel free to go ahead and call him directly or text at 346-527-7564. Again, that's 346-527-7564. Kurt McCray is your man. If you feel more comfortable checking out the website while we're doing this sportcast, feel free to visit them at ctcmemortgage.com and at ctcmemortgage.com. Definitely, if you need a refinance, you have equity in your home, you're looking to get a new property, Kurt McCray can help you. Rent a property, Kurt McCray can help you. So, in fact, I was telling you earlier about Sam Scola Songs being our great songwriter. Well, guess what? Sam Scola Songs delivered again. He sure did. I'll talk to you more about Sam Scola Songs throughout the show. But first, here's another tune from Sam Scola Songs. It's a CTC ME Mortgage song, one of our great sponsors. That's one of the great things that we do here at the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. We don't just go ahead and give you an opportunity, a platform. We custom make things for you you can't get anyplace else. Sam Scola Songs, CTC ME Mortgage song. Let's go.
Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Make the call today. There's no extra fees to pay. Take a loan to own a new home. CTCME Mortgage Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Get a low interest rate. There's no need to wait. Finance a payment plan. Kurt McCray is your man. CTCME Mortgage Company, CTCME Mortgage Company, CTCME Mortgage Company.
CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company. Make sure you go ahead and pick up that phone, call or text Kurt McCray right there at 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. Call them today and thank us tomorrow. You got it. Thank you so much, CTCME Mortgage, for being one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. So there's so much to unpack here. You know, it's crunch time here in the NFL and the UFL. You know why? Because by Tuesday, the NFL rosters are going to get cut down to 53. And already you're feeling the heat already because remember that gentleman that, Coach Wade Phillips posted it up too that he wasn't signed earlier. Well, unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Cincinnati Bengals, they went ahead and was proactive, as you could say. They cut some of the guys, before the next game. And one of those guys, unfortunately, was wide receiver Hakeem Butler. You could check this out. The source of this is right here, SB Nation. And it's underneath the article, AFC North, Bengals start roster cuts with 2021 second rounder Hakeem Butler and 9 others. So unfortunately, my man Hakeem Butler is getting cut. No, that's just just score update. The Bucks are up now 24-14, just scored a touchdown. It's the fourth quarter, 10 minutes and 19 seconds to go. So go Bucks. That's another thing that I think, unfortunately, let me just see here, the game highlights. That's the thing. I hate to say it like this, but Sal Cannella only had 2 catches. He had 2 catches for 16 yards. And unfortunately, I was watching most of this game until I had to start the show. Up until halftime, he wasn't playing. And if you're not really getting much playing time, it's not a good sign. I'll just say it like that. I don't care who you are. But the positive news is this. Let me just pull this up here. The positive news is I did mention it is trending that AJ Martinez will be one of the backup quarterbacks for the Jets. And it's not official yet, but it is trending that way. Another quarterback that I had the honor of covering a lot throughout especially this past season, the 2024 season. And I did cover him some in the prior XFL season, but not as much. But this season was, pretty much exclusively, and that is quarterback Luis Perez, praying that he makes a cut. Easton Stick, who was supposed to be the number 2 starter, really struggled practice and preseason. And the UFL leading passer, Perez, it was 18 for 32 for 139 yards. More importantly, he had no touchdowns and no interceptions. And that's through 2 preseason games. Usually what's trending, if you are playing, it's not guaranteed again, but if you're playing, that's a good sign. And, definitely hoping that, he does make the roster. So does AJ Martinez. Quarterback, Jake Bates, also doing great, kicking game. That's another great opportunity, I think, if you're coming from the UFL, if you're a kicker, I think you have a much better chance of making the roster if you do well. I'm going to get into the positional players in just a minute. But also, defensive end, Breland Speaks for the Jaguars. He's had 1.5 sacks for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And remember the name, Breland Speaks. Also, linebacker Willie Harvey for the Cowboys. He has a very good shot. If you're not getting some reps in now, it's just not a good sign. But that's what I'm going to talk a bit more into. I did post up on social media that it was a blockbuster year for the UFL where they had over 19% out of 400 players that were rostered on the UFL, 77 of them had gotten an NFL invite, which is just over 19%. That's a record for the UFL. Big highlights, so props to them. Let me go ahead and give the UFL and the NFL for taking a chance with some of the players. Round of applause. Yes, that's the outstanding news. Now, the caveat to that is what I've discovered. And this is what the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show has discovered. I feel as if the guys outside of the kickers, the positional players that the UFL signs with the NFL to bring them into camp, I feel as if the guys that are, when they get to the NFL, their prospective teams, I don't feel as if they're getting a fair shake or fair crack at making the team and actually making the team. What I mean by that is, 2 catches for 16 yards, and that was the first preseason game. They put Sal Canelo in the last 3 minutes. And I know that's not for everybody, but I'm finding that trend to come up a lot where the guys who are coming there from the UFL, number one, they get there kind of late. They don't get a chance to start training camp early. There's really no excuse for it because there is no conflict in schedule between the two. And if you have your eye on someone, you let them know that, hey, we're going to bring you in to camp as soon as it starts. You give them a fair opportunity and a fair shake to start where everybody else starts. Why that's important is because you don't feel in the same rhythm when you're backpedaling into a situation. What I mean by that is, even when I do a media event, unless conflict of schedule, barring that, or I have to, just come in, make a cameo and out, barring any conflict of schedule, you'll see me showing up to an event that starts at maybe 10 at 8 or 8:30 the latest. And you might be like, why you get there so early? Because you want to see everything as it unfolds, as it happens. You want to get there early. Versus the event starts at 10, and yes, I could probably still get some content if I showed up at 11, but what happened in the last hour? What did I miss? And same thing with players. When you show up to camp a week after camp has started, you kind of don't know. You kind of like filling in. You kind of don't know who's going to be a coach, who you should talk to. You should start that right when everyone else. That's one situation where I feel like the UFL guys don't get that opportunity. They come into camp. Some of them, there was some players still being signed coming in the last minute. It's just, yes, it's good. It's that you're giving them something, but how much are you really giving them an opportunity to make the team? 2 catches, 2 balls thrown. Again, that's not for everyone, but you do. I am seeing that trend repeating itself, where guys are not just, they're there, but they're not really given an opportunity to compete for a job. Give them an opportunity to compete for it. Like I just talked about Luis Perez. He's giving a fair opportunity to compete for a roster spot. And you don't find that often in a lot of positional players. You just don't. Now, kickers is more of a specialty position. I feel like if you're a kicker, you want to be in the UFL if you didn't make it to the NFL, because you're just going to have such a great opportunity to, nothing's guaranteed, of course, but you're going to have such a great opportunity for you to get that exposure. And since you are playing in a position that is more specialized, that's the great thing about the UFL, that you're going to be highlighted more, especially if you're automatic like Jake Bates was. Having said that, it's a different ball game when it comes to positional players. I just don't feel, unless someone could prove me wrong, I don't feel as if the positional players get that same fair opportunity. I just don't. I don't feel like, when I say fair opportunities, I don't feel as if they get a fair opportunity to compete to make a roster spot. Yes, you sign them to bring them in and look at them on camp, but are you really giving them an opportunity? It's kind of like giving somebody an invitation that you're hoping they don't show up. Or you give an invitation last minute because 3 or 4 or 5 people that you wanted to show up didn't show up, so you had one spot left open, you're just kind of giving it to them. Yeah, it's better than nothing, but you didn't really want that person to show up anyway. That's the impression I'm getting. So by Tuesday, we'll see how this works out. Last year, with the XFL example, there was a lot of guys signed, but very few actually made the roster. Predominantly, the people that did make the roster were kickers. So I hope that trend is different this year. I do think it will be a little different, especially being in a quarterback position, that you have guys that, now that you could, in the NFL, hold 3 quarterbacks as 1, 2, 3, I think the chances are better. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. And Give my guys in the UFL a fair shake at this. Give them a fair opportunity. Don't just say, "Hey, we signed this guy from the UFL." It's misleading. To me, it's misleading because yes, you signed him, but you signed him to come into camp. You didn't sign him for a contract. I mean, like when I mean contract, yes, you have to sign a contract to play in camp, but you didn't sign him for a contract to be on the team. And number two, yeah, you brought him in, but is that just for PR? Is that just for looks? Is that just you want to really see what they can do? I'm not getting the impression that you're really bringing them in because you want them to compete for the job. I feel as if the guys from the NFL, former and current, have a leg up on anybody from the UFL, and you're just kind of grasping at straws afterwards. Somebody could debate me on that differently, but that's what I am seeing and investigating and checking to see. It's different for quarterbacks because, again, you have 3 in most cases, but we'll see. I mean, plugging somebody in 2 minutes, 3 minutes left for the game, I don't know. That's just my take on it. So we're going to switch gears, and if you want to catch a lot of games and you want to make sure that you not only watch great things, great events, you're going to need somebody in your corner. You're going to need Pushpin Adventures. That's right. Destination weddings, international travel, domestic travel, group travel, executive travel. You want to go ahead and travel to a destination that most people just can't go to? Monique from Pushpin Adventures can help you. Pushpin Adventures. They will make that dream a reality. That's right. Pushpin Adventures specializes in all types of travel. Make sure you give them a call. Make sure you connect with Monique. You can go ahead and call Monique right there at 626-838-1006. 626-838-1006. Thank you, Pushpin Adventure, for being another one of our wonderful sponsors. You can also visit Pushpin Adventures at pushpinadventures.com/virgin. When I was telling you they could do it all, not only could they do a flight, they also could handle cruises. Hey, if you don't want to do no cooking, no kids, Thanksgiving, take yourself on that Virgin cruise, and you can visit that website right there, pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Enjoy yourself and a lot more. Now we're going to bring you to another, folks, wonderful Sam Scola song here on the Island Alfred Sports Talk Show. We don't just get sponsors. We promote them by doing things unique, making sure that Sam Scola Songs makes a great song for you. That's what we did. Without further ado, the Pushpin Adventure song by Sam Scola Songs. Let's go.
Escaping today with push
Adventures. Make sure you give them a call, Monique a call. Make sure you make that dream a reality. That's right. Her phone number again is 626-838-1006. Again, that's 626-838-1006. Pushpin Adventures can help you. Also visit them at pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Make that dream a reality, folks. Go ahead and travel. Make sure you call them. And then thank you so much, Pushpin Adventures, for being another one of our wonderful sponsors here on the Allen Alpha Sports Talk Show. Really appreciate you. Yes, and then definitely that's the thing that I'm really most concerned with is I just want my guys on the UFL to get their fair opportunities. If you're going to bring somebody into camp, make sure you bring them early as possible. Make sure you're giving them fair reps. Guys want to compete. You can't just throw them 2 or 3 balls for the whole summer and then say, all right, you're cut. That just don't fly with me, man. I'm going to do some more investigation, but I feel as if something is not right here. Something is just not right. But we will see. Major League Baseball news. Switch gears and talk about that. Let me give you guys an update on the score real quick. 24-14. Fourth quarter with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. And the Bucks are ahead. Yes, so let me just take a look here. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Playing Friday night. I got to get used to that. That's another thing that's probably going to change is, believe it or not, the UFL is due to be having games on Sunday too. So I'm sorry, on Friday nights. So I'll talk to you more about that too. Can Aaron Judge surpass 62 home runs this season? I think he's got a very good shot. He's got to keep that pace up. What he's doing, try to get 1 or 2 a game. I just hope they don't start giving him the walk, a lot of intentional walks. If he doesn't get a lot of intentional walks, I definitely do think he could do 62. I really do. You know, everything that hits this guy's bat leaves the yard. It's just any ball that you throw up and he hits the bat, even when he doesn't, I don't feel hit it flush, still is 10 rows back. That's the thing about him. So big and strong, even when he doesn't hit it quite on the sweet spot. If it's a lofty fly ball, it's still out of here. It's almost like the ballpark is too small from the right and left center. Right down the line and left. He's just so big and strong. But he just got to stay healthy, knocking him out, and the sky's the limit. Yes, I do think he gets hit 62. It's really amazing what he's doing, and it's just really remarkable. I'm just so impressed by everything that hits this guy's bat leaves the yard. I mean, it's amazing. It's really truly amazing, and I did see here too. Another thing that's happening is my man Barry Bonds. Props to him. He's getting his long overdue. The Pittsburgh Pirates Hall of Fame. He's this weekend, so that's gonna be a great time for him. Especially, I know he's been through a lot with the passing of Willie Mays, so this is good that this weekend he's gonna just enjoy it and relish the accomplishment of being in the Pittsburgh Hall of Fame. Props to him. Let me give him a round of applause to Barry Bonds. Yeah, that felt like that's long overdue, but it's better late than never. So he's going to make it there. And, I still think it's a travesty that he's not in the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Fame. I can't blame them. I did show you guys that character clause as soon as you walk in. It talks about character. And that's one of the aspects you got to look at when you are voting 500 home runs. I said this before, and I'll say it again. 500 home runs, 500 steals gets you first ballot Hall of Fame. Even if he doesn't even get the 600, first ballot Hall of Famer. That's the tragedy about it is I feel like the guys in the steroid era, not just Barry, traded short-term gain for a long-term loss. Yes, you may have gotten some money out of this deal, but you can never buy back the loss of respect. You can never buy back the fact that people don't revere you the way they should because they feel as if it's tainted and they feel as if you cheated. You might be like, hey, well, why don't we get the props for that? Well, anytime you're doing something competitive nature, if the party that you're competing against or third party feels as if you got an unfair advantage and that's why you still are great, but you had an unfair advantage, they're just not going to give you the respect you deserve. That's the way it is. I was a high performance, salesperson for many, many years. One of the things I never wanted to do was cross the line and cheat because I know what people would do. Hey, he's not great. He's only great because he cheated at 1 or 2 times, even if it was just 1 or 2 times. They would try to discredit you, and realistically, you don't have an argument against it because you get caught cheating, or if that's what people perceive, they're just not going to give you the props that you deserve. And maybe, I wouldn't even say deserve, they're not going to give you the props that even if you put a lot of hard work into it. When I go to Hall of Fame, it's a shame that he's not on there because of the decisions that not just Barry, but others have made for short-term gain, long-term loss. Parts about it, yes, I do think they're talented enough, and yes, their numbers speak loud enough, but the character flaw is something that you just can't get around. Whether you're Barry, whether you're Roger Clemens, whether you're, even going way back, Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson. Short-term gain, long-term loss. You can't pay to get into the Hall of Fame. So even with all that money you might have gained in the years that you were doing something, quote, unquote, you can't, yes, short-term gain, long-term loss. And Barry, he's really good with his money. He don't spend his money. So even if he did make another 30, 40, 50 mil, he's not like he's going to spend it anyway. He's very good with his money. So I don't know, man. I would have liked to be in, if I was Barry, I would have liked to be in the Hall of Fame with 500 home runs, 500 steals, even if you didn't get the 600. It's worse, I think, you getting all those numbers and people discredit it. Because when you go inside the Hall of Fame, I'll let you know right now, without saying it, they're saying it. The Cooperstown, New York National Baseball Hall of Fame, to them, in their view, in their eyes, they think Hank Aaron is the true home run king. And why do I say that? As soon as you walk in, Hank Aaron. When you walk into, you see not only a big statue, to the right you see a big mural painting of him, and on the fourth floor it's pretty much all Hank, Hammer and Hank. I mean, there is some other people in there, but he's got all the way around. So my man Barry got a little case with his 7, I forget what home run it was. I have the picture, and that's it right here. To them, they already made a decision who they think is a home run king, the true home run king. So don't cross the line. Don't trade a short-term gain for a long-term loss. I said this in one of the meetings. To me, doing something shady is like trading $20 to lose $250. So every time you do something shady, say you do it 10 times, you made $200, but you multiply that 250 times 10 too, and that's that's the true cost. So 250 times 10, $2,500, and it could be a lot more. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into some boxing in just a few moments. I'm gonna do that, but before I do that, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here. We're gonna go ahead and play another one, folks. Another great Sam Scola song right here on the Allen Alfred Sports Show. Take a little 2-minute break. Close the show out with some boxing. If you call in for want to talk about something else, we could do that. But let me play the sports theme song sang by none other than Sam Scola Songs. The GOAT right there. songwriter, producer, you name it. Thank you, Sam Scola Songs. I'm going to talk more about him too when I return. Let's play that sports theme song. Back at it here, the Allen Alpha Sports Talk Show. We're doing things big time here. So, yes, we're going to give you the final score. The Bucks have pulled it off, 24-14 against Miami Dolphins, handing the Miami Dolphins their first loss in preseason. No, it's preseason. Dolphins are now 2-1. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now 2-1. So, again, this is where things get dicey. Tuesday, they're supposed to go down to a 53-man roster. That's league-wide. So, man, I'm looking at the stats here in this game, and one thing that sticks out to me is that Sal Cannella either didn't play this game or they parted ways already because he didn't have a catch. And he didn't play. I mean, I don't know, man. Give my UFL guys a fair shake at this. Don't just say they came into camp. That number doesn't mean anything to me. Like, okay, yes, it's good that you signed them and you brought them into camp. That's great. But I feel as if the guys that come from the UFL are getting the short end of the stick as far as making a team. So I'm about positional players. I think if you're a kicker, you have a great shot. And if you're actually a quarterback, if you get brought into camp, now that you could carry 3 quarterbacks in an NFL roster, I think you have a shot to at least make it as a backup. I think as a positional player, both defensively and offensively, you're up a slippery slope to make the team. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in the show, just for those who chiming in late, wide receiver Hakeem Butler's been cut. I don't have confirmation on Sal Cannella, but it's not looking good. It didn't look good for me the first game that they had. They put him in the last 3 minutes of the game. So if you're not getting reps like the first 2 games in, like a decent amount of reps, that's not a good sign. I'm not saying it's an end all be all, but that's not a good look. I'll even say what the coach Buckley said when he was getting close to cuts on the UFL team. If you're not in the first group or second at this point and juncture, it's not a good look. And that's coming from a coach. So it's not just something I just think. Coach have actually said that if you're not in the first or second group and we're getting near the cut time, that's not good for you. So having said that, boxing is in full effect this weekend. Floyd Mayweather against Gotti. Again, they're doing it again. Will Floyd be victorious? I don't know if Floyd's going to win this fight, to be honest with you. I don't have a good feeling about this fight, about Floyd winning it. It was chaotic the first time, and you're fighting in Mexico. I know it's an exhibition, and it's a cash grab for Floyd, but at some point when you do too many cash grabs, unfortunately, the well runs dry, meaning you might take an L on this. I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd, it doesn't count against his record, and I get all that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he technically did not win this fight, but of course going to end up in a draw anyway. But on people who watch it, they'll see him not perform well. I just don't have a good feeling about Floyd winning this fight, actually doing well in this fight. There's just something. There's just doesn't seem like he has a hunger in it. It doesn't seem. It just looked like a cash grab. And usually, when you do things just for money, it usually has a way of rearing its ugly head. I would not be surprised if Floyd did not look that good in this fight, and they said the other guy technically won the fight. It's not going to be a loss anyway. It's just a cash grab. But I don't have a good feeling of Floyd actually winning this fight. Something is telling me I know. And I've never said it with any of his other fights. I really haven't. I think he was, cherry picking and making sure that this is when he was playing boxing professionally, and it did count. He stayed away against danger. There were some fights in there that I would give some props on, but I would say about 7 to 8, I would give him props on about that many. And outside of that, he picked his opponents good where I felt he was in a safe zone. When you do an exhibition and you're just for cash, he almost lost. He almost lost against Logan Paul. And this one here, it was kind of chaotic the way it went down. This one's in Mexico. I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way. Of course, again, it's an exhibition. He won't have a loss on his record, but he still could look bad in the ring. And I just think that's coming. You just do so many cash grabs, it's eventually going to catch up to you. So we will see how this plays itself out. So I got Floyd. Still not kind of gets the record, but I got Floyd not winning this fight. Believe it or not, I got him on the losing end of an exhibition, which is crazy. But I'm kind of torn with that. Like, part of me understands where Floyd is coming from. Like, he's retired, but if you're just going to give him 20, 30 million to do these exhibitions or plus, again, it could be more than that. And it's easy money. Why not take it? I can say that point for Floyd. The other point is like, hey, man, why even bother wasting the time putting yourself in this predicament? You are retired. You have enough money. You don't need to fight technically to make money at this point. You have plenty. Well, another thing with Floyd, he loves to spend money. He hasn't curbed that since he's been boxing and beyond. He just bought a bulletproof tank, as if you haven't seen that, for this fight. And we've seen that before with Gervonta Davis. But the way Floyd spends money, he probably will always have to do an exhibition fight from here to there just to offset the money he just keeps on spending. So I thought, he was done with that, at least would slow down and realize that, hey, I'm retired. I got plenty of cars, plenty of money, plenty of homes. Let me do something else with it. But no, he's same old Floyd. So we'll see if I don't think he's going to win this fight. I just don't. I think he'll take an L, aesthetic L, as they would say, because it don't count against the record, and it won't be a loss on his record if he gets wiped off the floor on this. But I just feel as if he's not going to look good in this fight. We'll see. Make sure you guys tune in to watch that fight. Let me go ahead and let you know. And in fact, that's the thing. It's just you go to the well too many times, something bad is about to happen, unfortunately. I don't mean that figuratively. I hope nothing bad does happen, but yes, you keep doing these exhibitions, man. I mean, usually some guys retire to do a couple, 3, 4. He's making this a business. This is what he does. So, great thing is we got a lot of great things coming up here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk show. I did want to say that I know I'm delayed a bit on some of the interviews that we have done, getting them edited. I apologize for the delay on that. I did have a delay with my editing team, unexpected delay that did put us back as far as the timing. But the great thing is those videos are doing the last touches. They should be going out soon. There's a lot of great things that are going to be coming up here with the Allen Alfred Sports Talk show. And let me take this time to thank one of the man right there, Sanscola Songs. All of the music you heard here tonight, intro, even a break song, all the songs for Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, CTC ME Mortgage, and Pushpin Adventures. You can hear them all right there on YouTube and Spotify. Want to thank Sanscola Songs and wife Mary for being outstanding, so providing us some outstanding music here for the Allen Alfred Sports Talk show. You guys are remarkable. You guys are awesome. It's been a real blessing. Make sure you guys take advantage too. Make sure you take advantage. I'm glad that I brought this up, because make sure you take advantage of the UFL and the season tickets. Their prices are awesome, and what they're giving away is fantastic. Let me go over that with you guys real quick, because I work with media, and so I get a chance to cover the game. Hence, this is why you guys need to take advantage of this, because the offer is so awesome. I mean, priority access, right? Check this out. Priority access to renew the same seat location for 2026. You get a chance to get 25% discount on merchandise at UFLshop.com. Okay? This is just scratching the surface. Priority access to purchase additional seats at STM pricing. Priority access to purchase additional seats for playoffs and the 2025 championship game. So you have access to that too. Priority access to team events. Always awesome. You get a chance to meet some of the players. And new is preseason sideline games. I'm sorry. Yeah, so pregame sideline passes. Pregame sideline passes for one home game, one per account. You also, new is season ticket members commemorative item, one per account. New food and beverage discounts. That's a lot of stuff you get for being a season ticket holder. That is fantastic. I mean, you guys got to go ahead and check it out at theufl.com, theufl.com. I mean, I saw it. I was like, wow, that is phenomenal. And props to DJ Fresh. He is now going to be working with the Bucks as their DJ. I don't know if he's the full-fledged DJ, but he's going to be out there doing his thing, helping out the Bucks. It's official. So props to DJ Fresh. For those who don't know, DJ Fresh, I've run across him quite a lot because he is the official DJ of the Tampa Bay Rays, DJ Fresh. So props and round of applause to DJ Fresh. Let me go ahead and do that for him right now. Great to have friends in great places there. So DJ Fresh. And yes, if you guys haven't done so already, the American girls baseball team, their event is coming up real soon. They're in October in Charlotte. Make sure you guys go ahead and get those tickets. Make sure you support that event too. Let me give you the dates on that too. Let me just change this up here. baseball news. And yes, because these girls can play, man, and they need your support. They need your help. Let me pull up the date of the event. All-American Women's Baseball Classic. It is going to be held at Durham Bulls Athletic Park on October 11th through the 13th. October 11th through the 13th. And that's in Durham, North Carolina. Durham Bulls Athletic Park on October 11th to the 13th. Visit All American Girls Facebook page. You'll see the link right there. That's awesome, man. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time, man. It's going to be awesome. Awesome, man. Man. See, folks, you got to make sure that you take care of people, man. You got to make sure you go out there and check out All American Girls Baseball Classic. Make sure you guys do that. That is awesome. And 11th to the 13th of October. So much more to come. So much more going on. Again, props to DJ Fresh. You know, that's amazing for you to go ahead and do anything with the Bucks and be there, DJ. It's not easy. I feel the players paid for the UFL because it is not easy to get anything done when it comes to the NFL. It is a multi-billion-dollar business, highly competitive. It is also politics. You got to know the right people, right connections. It is not an easy nut to crack. I just leave it like that. Not to go too much into detail, but even me being in the media, I will tell you it's not easy. So DJ Fresh making that, being the DJ there, that is fantastic. And that guy is qualified like heck. The Tampa Bay Rays official DJ, and much more than that. You know, he does that. Does a lot of great local events. That's why we cross paths a lot. So props to DJ Fresh. He does a lot of great community, events. Spent a lot of time doing that. I do the same. You know, great minds think alike, as they say. So we cross paths a lot here in Tampa. So props to DJ Fresh, a.k.a. Doug Hensel. So that's his, not the stage name, Doug Hensel. So that's my man right there. And don't forget the American Girls Baseball Classic. Props to Sue Sapay. Really appreciate her too. She's a great founder, great owner. You know, she's 90 years young, and she's still grinding there, still trying to make this thing. That's the thing. You got to watch that interview I did with her. Sue Sapay is 90 years young, and she's grinding for girls who, as she would even describe it in our interview, who are spoiled and not like they used to be, where they'll do anything to play and promote women's baseball. These girls kind of want things their way. They're a bit spoiled. Hey, I have 4 kids. In this generation, I can tell you it's not the same like it was back in the day. So for her to go ahead, and I knew she was going to make it happen, for her to make this possible for the girls to get a chance to show their skills, you guys got to come out and support. So having said that, one guy who is just doing big things here all the time in the community and just in his business and all the time in life. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Let me make sure I pull up that sauce right here. So delicious and addicting. You may need support group. Make sure you guys don't forget my great friend, Chef G's. You can visit him at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And if you can't come down to Tampa, it's okay. Come on down to FLBBQSauce.com. FLBBQSauce.com. This is a classic. He has 4 great flavors: honey mustard, fusion, and heat wave. And he has Florida sand and rub. So So he has a lot of great things. He's winning awards all the time. ACF awards, American Chef Federation. I mean, you guys, I am so awe-inspired by Chef G's. It's not even funny. So without further ado, we're going to play another great Sam Scola song. That is a Chef G's Florida Barbecue song right here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Let's go.
Counting for variety, Chef Counting for variety, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida gold honey mustard on burgers and ribs. Tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need support group. Make sure you don't forget this wonderful, great sauce right there at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Again, it's 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Or you can come and visit them at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about it right here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. It is so delicious. Try it yourself. You won't be disappointed. Really appreciate Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce for being one of our outstanding sponsors. It is just an honor to do this show with you guys. I'm just so, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome with your support, your comments, views, likes. Appreciate it, and definitely there's going to be a lot of things happening towards the end of this month and beginning of September. It's been a little crazy for me this month because the school started back up, but now that it's a couple weeks in, you're going to start seeing the flow again. Those interviews, again, I apologize, they haven't been released yet, but I am working on them. The great thing is they are going to be fantastic. You'll see the ones that are being released next week. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure, as Dave say, make sure you subscribe to the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Right there, YouTube. Just type in Allen Alford. Real easy name, ALAN ALFORD. You can follow me there on Instagram at Allen Alfred _, Twitter, Allen Alfred. And definitely, if you want to check out the Facebook page, it's a little bit longer. It says Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show, just like the full name, Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. And definitely don't forget about my man, Sam Scola Songs. I want to thank Sam Scola Songs and his outstanding wife, Mary. He's the one who provides all the great songs, all the great music available on YouTube and Spotify. You know what, folks? It was available, too, on the Instagram and Facebook stories. That might be undersold, but that was so awesome that I could play some of his music during posts in the stories, because a lot of people do look at the stories. And it was awesome that I could play like the songs right there due to, I guess, alleged potential copyright infringement. They have decided to pull back that in the stories. So unless like my man Flow Rider, props Flow Rider is my man. He did a great concert right here in Tampa, and I was able to see that concert. He even signed an autograph for me that day. This is before I did media, and that was an outstanding concert. Make sure you guys check out the Tampa Bay Rays. Check out their tickets. Check out concert nights. Don't sleep on those concerts because they do an awesome show. Flow Rider did it. Reason why I bring up Flow is because you can always check his songs there. And Flow Rider, I'm just blessed that he does follow me. I follow him too. But yes, I have to default to somebody like Flow Rider or Pitbull or someone else, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you have custom songs by Sam Scola, you kind of want to give Sam Scola his shine. Unfortunately, and I slipped my mind. I'll get it right here real quick. I want to make sure I say this right. Meta, that's what it is. Because of their parent company, Meta, they have basically put a potential copyright infringement on Sam Scola's song, so I cannot play his music in the YouTube or Instagram stories. But the great thing is you can go ahead and find his songs, all the music on YouTube and Spotify, and you have an opportunity right here to connect with Sam Scola with Sing Along with Sam at gmail.com. Make sure you give him that great big contract that he deserves because he is an awesome songwriter. That's right. He needs that. If you are trouble with the law prior to producer, there you go. I won't say their name, but you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you reach out to him and give him a great deal too. Sam Scola Songs, I appreciate him. Thank you, Sam Scola Songs and wife Mary. Thank you to all our show supporters as well as callers. Thank you to my man Lou, the legend, for calling in. Appreciate him. He's a man. And thank you guys so much for supporting the show. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and end off with another Sam Scola song. It's the final end of the show song. And definitely I'll catch you Friday night, same bat time, same bat channel. You can catch me on YouTube for sure. I'll do the Twitter again. And also you guys can reach us here at the Blog Talk Radio if you ever want to call in and voice your opinion. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. We don't bite. 516-418-5572. 516-418-5572. Store that number. Save it for next week. We will be back, God willing, of course. But in the meantime, we're going to keep grinding, give you guys some great content. Really appreciate you, all your support here on the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. You guys are amazing. Thank you again for watching and listening to the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Be well. Take care of yourself. I will see you guys again. Be blessed. Be well. Until we meet again, have a great night.
Show. Your host is here for the show tonight. If you have it's the end of the Spot Talk Show. Let's thank all the fans before we go. Thanking our sponsors.